gloves for Gurule, red for Lozoya, and as we expected, Gurule comes out stalking his prey. Big left.
Yeah, I can tell you Gurule is going to do all he can to keep this fight on the feet. He wants to finish Carlos Lozoya, and he's landed a good left hand there. Carlos Lozoya a little off balance. Carlos Lozoya can strike, but undoubtedly wants to get this to the ground. Good clinch work, yeah, good clinch work there from Carlos. Carlos landing a couple of knees there. And Gurule, that left hand, he's able to sneak that in there right around the defense of Carlos Lozoya very, very nicely. And he's just popping him, not putting a lot behind it, just popping him. Nice combination there from Carlos Lozoya. Ooh, big left hand, just barely misses.
Lozoya trying to make a statement here as well.
Gurule taking it well. Looking like he wants to give it back just a little bit.
He just keeps walking forward, no matter what.
You see those short leg kicks there from Gurule. Answered there with one of his own by Carlos Lozoya. Carlos trying to get this. Yeah, Gurule trying to stay active and make sure that they don't get settled here on the ground. He does not want to be in the grasp with Carlos Lozoya. And Carlos, you know, in his fights doesn't take a lot of damage because of this. You know, he's a very good wrestler. If he does start to get tagged a little bit, he's able to get the fight to the ground usually. And is usually able to control his opponents pretty well once they get there. Really showing to be a very tough opponent to keep down.
And good punches there in the clinch from Gurule. As I mentioned, Lozoya wants this fight on the ground. The black belt has competed at high levels as well. His striking has gotten so much better, though.
Yeah, I mean, he can strike with anybody in this weight class, and you know, and of course his grappling is really good also. You know, and Carlos, he will put on a show too. He's doing a little bit of that now, a little bit of talking, trying to get Gurule to, you know, come in on him and maybe lose his cool a little bit. But Gurule with those 4 fights in 6 months, 4 wins. You know, I hate to say he's a veteran, but
a veteran of 6 months.
Yeah, he's a 4-fight veteran, but at 6 months as a pro, that's man, that's crazy.
Ooh, a couple of knees there. Another one from Lozoya. Some blood coming out of the nose of Lozoya. The combos did connect for Gurule.
Gurule very, very fast. You see he's very light on his feet. Very good counter striker. It looks like Lozoya's got a little cut right over the eyebrow on the right eye there. Kind of coming across perpendicular to the eyebrow, so we'll see if that becomes a problem later on as the fight progresses. Anytime there's a cut over your eye, if it's out to the side, that's one thing. If it's over the eye, there's always a chance that blood going into the eye. Really landing really well here.
Constant movement.
Yeah, and you see Carlos reach up and kind of wipe his eye already. I wonder if that's starting to bother him because you know, that is one of the things that the doctors will stop a fight for. If there's blood going into your eye, they will stop it for that. Nice head movement there. You see Gurule is just touching him. And put a lot behind it, and then he'll come with a big whiff there. Nice takedown there. Not able to do much with it. Probably kind of surprised Carlos Lozoya that he went in for a takedown and wanted to get on the ground with him, but really showing skill-wise, very, very good.
All right, we go to round 2. My man, Cutman Joe is going to get a chance to work on this.
Yeah, entertaining first round so far. First round was kind of, we thought Carlos was going to try to get this to the ground. Nice clinch work there from Carlos Lozoya, but, nothing landing in particular that, big takedown, big slam down, but Gurule getting right back to his feet and then landing some very effective striking here. Very sneaky left hand, kind of walks into the pocket, gets at funny angles, and then has a sneaky left hand that comes right in between the guard of Carlos Lozoya, and you see it split his head open. That's a big cut right there on his forehead, and that's gonna, he's gonna continue to work on that. Undoubtedly, Gurule knows that cut's there. It's big, and it's right over the eyes, so got to be careful with that. We'll keep an eye on that, but Gurule doing a good job of doing a little damage to Carlos Lozoya there.
I like that. Oklahoma, they didn't even send the doctor out to even look at it. They're like, let's go. I like it.
Yeah, they'll do a Zoom meeting with the doctor if they need it. You see good head movement from Gurule, and Lozoya's still landing. Man, it just nothing seems to affect Gurule in his approach to striking. He is constantly moving forward.
Luis Grim, Gurule 4-0, trying to get a big statement win. Maybe he catches somebody's eyes.
Yeah, Gurule's got to be careful not to be focused on that cut. He's got to be careful not to try to keep punching that cut. Just, keep striking the way you've been striking. It looks like he's aiming for it a little bit, and
big body shot there.
Yeah, he's doing a great job in mixing up his striking, but make sure he stays focused on the big picture. Of course, Carlos aware that cut is there, and that he cannot keep taking damage like that. Gurule again, not much defense from him for against the takedown, but once they get to their feet, really, really cool and not doesn't get too worked up about it. Looks like he was prepared and got great defense, great grappling himself.
Didn't even flinch at that attempt for the choke.
No, just got Lozoya to a good position where he knew he couldn't choke him, where he was out of position, and then just kind of, took small steps to work on it. And really starting to pour it on now. Carlos Lozoya lands a good right hand there. Really landing nicely here. Good head movement, good boxing. His confidence is there. Doesn't seem to be using any cardio at all.
Loading up. Get ready for feint. Feint it though. Feint it now. Yeah.
Lozoya with a nice low leg kick there. Tried it again, and Gurule made him pay.
By the way, got some breaking news for you. Cam Smotherman going to Contender Series.
All right, there's another one going to get his opportunity to fight in the UFC at the Apex, and man, the hits keep coming for Heel. Zach Reese, Josh Van. We saw Diego Lopez last night make his UFC debut on 5 days' notice against an undefeated absolute phenom, and took him the distance and almost beat him a couple of times. Diego is going to be a force in that weight class. Diego is a stud.
Diego got fight of the night bonus and got his win bonus as well.
Man, that's great for Diego. I called the fight at the Dana White looking for a fight, and you could tell that's who they were here to see. And he was 19-1 and ended up losing that fight. Gurule is starting to turn it on. This striking is starting to hit pretty regularly here. But yeah, Diego Lopez doing it, but Cameron Smotherman, man, he is one of my favorite fighters on the roster. He's one of my favorite fighters to watch overall ever. And it looks like Carlos Lozoya is starting to run out of gas here. Got that mouth wide open, just spit his mouthpiece out because Gurule is constantly moving forward.
Under 1 minute left. Got more breaking news.
Uh-oh.
Rain Guerrero also will be on Contender Series.
Rain Guerrero.
Man, so happy for Rain.
Yeah. Great job by Rain Guerrero in the last fight. Just a dominant performance here at Fury. And, you know, Raheel, we say it all the time. I get calls, I get messages, I get, you know, everybody knows that what relationship we have with the UFC here at Fury, and they're trying to, hey, can you get me hooked up? Can you they send me videos, they send me all kinds of stuff, and I'm like, are you crazy? And I just forward them Richard Burmaster's information, and, you know, they're like, they don't want to face this roster. They don't want to have to come here and face this tough roster, but that's the kind we are. That's the kind of roster we have. I mean, at any moment, I mean, there's 4 guys on this roster, on this card tonight, that could easily contend if they got called up.
Yep. Love to see that, just how fast Fury FC is growing, not only as a promotion, but with all the fighters getting the call to the UFC for a chance to earn a contract. Take a look at round 2 highlights. An explosive round for Gurule.
Yeah, Gurule kind of taking this fight over now. You can see Carlos Lozoya is really, really gassed right now. Even when he is successful with the takedowns, Gurule standing right back up. And then that pressure from Gurule is constant. Carlos Lozoya is busted up, and Gurule does not even look like he has walked 100 yards, much less fought 2 rounds in a professional MMA fight. I mean, he is just constantly, it is constant forward pressure. It is consistently hitting. And like I said, Raheel, he's not popping him hard. It's just, man, when you get popped, you know, 50, 60 times, those start, and then as the gas tank starts to run out, then the power comes from behind those punches, and that's when you're likely to finish it. And Gurule, man, he's got 1 round here, but I have him up 2 rounds to none.
Big round for Gurule. Was looking for that finish, wants to keep the streak going. Has he done enough to wear down Lozoya, as you mentioned?
Ooh. And Gurule just keeps landing. And every time he gets in an exchange with him, and every time they clinch, I mean, he's landing on. There he goes.
Man.
Big right hand there. Carlos Lozoya in some trouble here. Carlos is busted up.
The end might be near. Gurule unloading.
Oh, Gurule, there he is. And that's it. Lance Nick stops the fight. What a performance from Luis Gurule against one of the top prospects in the country, Carlos Lozoya. And man, he just pitter-patted for the first 2 rounds, dotting him up, got him cut, and then that 3rd round was unbelievable. Poured on the pressure, able to get the finish there of Carlos Lozoya. Look out, bantamweights. Luis Gurule is the real deal.
Man, I have a feeling next our next event we do here on UFC Fight Pass, we might be saying, hey, I think Gurule, we might be saying Gurule just got the call to Contenders.
Yeah, man, and I said that. I was like, you know, he's 4-0, probably a little early to be talking about him, but to beat somebody like Carlos Lozoya at 5-0, man, you never know. I would love to see him on Contenders. He's a dangerous dangerous prospect right now.
First 2 rounds softened up Lozoya, and then Gurule just poured it on and unloaded the clip. What a win in our featured fight of the night. Gurule moves that record to 5-0. We'll get a chance to hear from him in a second. Michael Alexander is heading inside the cage, but first, let's make this thing official. Here is Wayne Leggett.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Kevin Nix calls for a stop to the fight. 41 seconds into the 3rd and final round, declaring a winner by TKO, Luis Grim Gurule.